We just had talked about memorization and how memorization is utilized to not just create a game formula to have the player be engaged and to have the player learn and develop new strategies as well as really play the game and go in depth with the video game. Memorization can also impact us in the real world. It can help, if you were to practice memorization while playing a game like playing a match 2 game with cards, it could be on a video game or even it could be with cards. It can help you associate memory into the real world with math or remembering how to spell words. And so what we're going to do is now associate that with quick thinking and reaction time in a live situation. So each of the skills that we can talk about when it comes to video games or even the real world is that all of these skills go hand in hand to make us basically an accumulation of all those skills. That's what we are representative of. Let's talk about something like playing tennis, right? It's an odd example, but you remember what it might be like to hit a ball at a certain speed. How you might have to swing your arm, but that's also with reaction time. How fast you have to react, where the ball is coming, how are you able to judge it? That's also from memory. And then quick thinking. This isn't how I remembered. How can I adapt to a new situation with what I've already learned? So it's not quite memorization. It's not quite a reaction time thing. It's kind of like this is an accumulation of all I've done. Now I have to create a new experience, a new way to combat a situation and problem solve. So we're going to showcase that with gameplay here. So I put myself on the track that we just went through when it came to memorization. And so we're going to have examples of not just memorization, but quick thinking and reaction time. So although there could be better examples, again, with maybe quick thinking or timing games specifically, racing is a good way to blend creativity into the mix and memorization. So as you can see, I have cars on my left. It's wise in this situation to stay with the pack as they go into the turn, because usually you can pass cars on the turn, but if you're knowledgeable enough of the track, you can gain speed on the straights by playing it safe on the turns. So as you can see, I can remember where I'm supposed to turn and how I'm supposed to maneuver on the track, and because I did it well enough, I can now fly by the cars because with quick thinking, with memorization, I was able to know what I needed to do to pass the car. Again, reaction time, memory, knowing how to hit these turns, knowing how to correctly go around the track so that I can pass these cars in a more practical situation. Although this is a game, this is a very real thing. People are driving cars all of the time. Cars are a necessity nowadays. And yes, although no one's going to be driving an F1, what this does is it allows us to simulate a real-world driving scenario. We aren't going 200 miles per hour around a turn or down a straight, but I did just cut that corner, so we can ignore that. But again, quick thinking. I didn't think quick enough. This is an example of a con. I'm not thinking quick enough to be able to take these turns. I couldn't remember, so I messed up. However, I still passed the car because using quick thinking, I was able to maneuver around, find my bearings, and get back on the track. So the most important thing about this lesson here is having the ability to memorize what we've already done, to put it and associate it with quick thinking in a new experience, to not only problem solve, but associate these things into the real world. Again, like driving a car, we couldn't be, every time you drive a car, we can never guarantee that it'll be a safe drive. There could be an accident. Boom, reaction time. Problem solving. You have to use what you already know. Maybe a road you're on, what speed you have to be at. Where the blind corners are. That's memory. Suppose there's a car that comes flying around this corner. Since you're already prepared, that works with reaction time to help you problem solve. So an accumulation of that is all in just playing this one video game, racing on this one track, and it's a good representation of how we operate in the real world and with real world things that we do day to day, like driving a car.